I am at this fifth point, which is quite short. It's really very short, where one of the things that is sort of a discussion that's had often by people who do this kind of, are engaged in writing this kind of trauma, is the question is it okay to proceed? Is it ethical to proceed? Um, and O'Brien, obviously is caught there. It's like, yes, it's ethical, but at the same time, he feels badly because he says, I made a success out of my life telling war stories. What kind of situation is that, right? And Vonnegut says the same kind of thing, and he warns us about his own attempt, and he thinks maybe he should be silent. And in writing, as he often does, essentially in his narratives, introductions are very important to Vonnegut. Vonnegut often uses them. The same thing in Breakfast with Champions. He sort of explains or expresses his anxieties about the work he's just done. So obviously he writes the work last. He writes the introduction last. And he talks about his book, his novel, and he says, it's so short and jumbled and jangled, Sam, because there is nothing intelligent to say about a massacre, which is Dresden. Everybody's supposed to be dead, to never say anything or want anything ever again, on page 19. And the same thing happens in Larry Heinemann's book, Paco's Story, where which has won an award as well, a bunch of awards as well, because basically the novel is actually told by the dead in a Vietnam firebase, and only Paco has survived, which again is one of these sort of recurring motifs in American literature, where there's a sole survivor, and the survivor is somehow, got to live, got to actually survive. And certainly Holocaust Shoah survivor and author Elie Wiesel has said that the only thing that can be said about the Shoah is nothing, silence. At the same time, he spends his whole life talking about it. So we got that going for us.